Good morning, everybody. It is a cold winter day in Provincetown, and Reverend Kate is away this Sunday, but the worship committee has invited two of our congregants to speak on This I Believe. We've had wonderful response to the last time we did this lay service, and so we are happy to do this again. And this morning, we are inviting and welcoming both Marty Hassel and Madir Pels. Shall we start with Marty?
All right.
Thank you so much, Dad,
Good morning. My name's Marty Hassel. About a month ago, I got an email from Jane Bunker asking me to do this. My initial reaction was blind panic. Even though for 50 years now, I've been singing in front of people, talking in front of people, and teaching, it's never been about this topic. So I thought, okay, Marty, this will be good for you to do. Stand once again in the scariest place in the world, which is this place right here. I don't know why, but it is. And come out of the closet about what you believe. And then my next thought was about a poem that I wrote in 2010, so I want to start by reading that to you. Snake, draped artfully, waiting to be noticed, in spring green contrast to a fallen log. Sitting nearby under my apple tree tent, dividing field from pond, I startled on him, but he did not reciprocate. Still, poised, he quietly pontificated from the opposite side of the color wheel with his scarlet tongue, in forked periodic flickering from his verdant, graceful length, the channel through which I first heard God whispering, there in Eden, temporarily located in southern Rhode Island. This was the start of my believing when I was a child. So this is what happened after that. I believe in reincarnation. Every time I meet someone and recognize them at first meeting, somehow knowing who they are already, I see that as proof that we have met before. I also believe that animals and plants are more highly evolved than humans, as they are guileless, live life in the now, and do not spend their entire lives contemplating death. Also, their faith in divine grace is impeccable. Therefore, I will know that I have done a decent job in this life if I return as an English setter in the next. I am a pan-animist. You won't find that word in the dictionary. The correct term is animist, just in case anyone's checking. So I believe that everything and everybody has a soul. Plants, animals, minerals, and even you and me. Now the confessional part. There are two. Number one, I talk to the Lord, yes, Noah's friend. Because since that garter snake under the apple tree introduced us, I have felt his presence. I see him as the great empath, best listener and instant communicator, who patiently waits when I drift away and greets me on return with a somewhat bemused smile resembling that of a non-maniacal Cheshire cat. For some reason, the word Lord itself makes me feel safe. Perhaps because I heard it in the womb in the Episcopal Church I was to be born into. Second, I believe that everyone should be welcome here. Everyone, including, dare I say it, Jesus. Because I believe he has been paying for the shortcomings of man-made religion long enough. I believe that cyberspace connects us all, but our souls can only merge when we are face to face. I believe that heaven is right here, hard not to when you live in Provincetown, and that people who have passed over have only moved to the next seat and not to some great beyond. If here resembles hell, sometimes I believe we are the ones responsible for that. I believe when we are in true alignment with our purpose, we are empty pipes through which little bits of creation flow. I find I need to use a bit of spiritual Drano on a daily basis. And the teacher in me is going to make me read you a quote, okay? Just one. In 1924, Surrealism was founded when Andre Breton wrote the Surrealist Manifesto, and this is his definition of Surrealism. Quote, "I believe in the future transmutation of those two seemingly contradictory states, dream and reality, into a sort of absolute reality, of surreality, so to speak. So I believe that the creation is one big surrealist art project, the modus operandi of which is recycling. And finally, I believe in what I have come to think of as the quantum soul, a sort of DNA of the universe. By the way, the term may be mine, but this was an idea Spinoza put forth in the 17th century, and he was not even the first. It only took science 300 years to catch up. And don't get me wrong, I do not in any way pretend to understand quantum mechanics or string theory. But the basic idea that no thing, but rather energy, is the basis of reality, and that time is deep, not long, and a man-made concept to begin with, and that the same energy can be in more than one place at the same time, all bears a suspicious resemblance to spirituality. What's real to me is energy that emanates from a person, place, or other being. To me, physicality is a tool which serves as a transmitter for what is real. And time? Well, every time I visit a place where some particularly important event in my past has taken place, it always, usually without my consent, emotionally happens all over again. As far as being in two or more places at once, that's exemplified every time I am enmeshed in a really good conversation with someone. I feel our energies going into an empathetic, sympathetic exchange, while simultaneously both our energies are shaking hands in the middle. That puts us in 3 places at the same time. I hope that doesn't scare you, because I've had conversations like that with many people in this congregation. I believe the quantum soul soundtrack is music, and every instance of synchronicity, of which there have been many in this place, is a window view into it. I believe synchronicity is occurring all the time, and that, as Annie Dillard would say, the least we can do is try to be there. I believe in the story of evolution, as Edgar Cayce channeled it. Briefly, it goes something like this. Originally, everything was spirit, and then we began dabbling in materiality as a sort of art project / amusement. We became entranced with the material world and got stuck here, going deeper and deeper into materiality. Just read the Old Testament for evidence of that. We kept going away from our spiritual selves until people like Jesus, Buddha, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and Nelson Mandela started showing up and pointing us in the direction of the way home. Lastly, I believe that friendship is the core, C-O-R-E and C-O-R-P-S, the core of the meaning of life, which connects us even though we are on different paths, because these paths are all leading to the same destination, back to what Joni Mitchell would call the garden. I'll see you there.
Good morning. My name is Madir, and I want to thank you for the invitation to share with you what I believe. I believe that life is a mystery. I believe that this mystery cannot be solved, that the mystery of life will always be a mystery. I believe that every human being is a seeker. The ones that devote their lives to seeking are called mystics. I believe in the mystical, the esoteric, the inner journey, the quest. Who am I? In the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, Devi asks Shiva, "O Shiva, what is your reality? What is this wonder-filled universe? What constitutes seed? Who centers the universal wheel? What is this life beyond form, pervading forms? How may we enter it fully, above space and time, names and description? Let my doubts be cleared." Shiva answers, "Meditate." Mystics don't give direct answers. They don't teach, they don't lead, but give the seeker techniques through which they can find the answers to their questions for themselves. The responsibility for the search lies on your own shoulders. Nobody else can do this for you. The search is individual and authentic. Meditation resolves all of Devi's questions because meditation resolves the questioner, the form. Meditation brings our energy inward and upward. And meditative energy burns through the outer layers of our conditioning, our minds, and the one who questions melts, evaporates, becomes formless, undefined, disidentified with the past and the future, above space and time, a nobody, an emptiness, an open vessel, a receptive womb, and enters the present moment. Yes, I believe that life is an invitation to enter it fully. I believe that we are born as a seed, and that the invitation is there to grow, to blossom, to embrace all the beauties and hardships, all the gifts of life, to enter them fully with awareness, to learn and to unlearn. The key is to be total in your search. In my own search for answers, I stumbled upon the enlightened master, the mystic Osho, living in pure meditative state, in silence. And he spoke from this place of silence. In the past 5 years, Osho has guided me, and it has transformed me slowly, slowly. I believe that the way of transformation is not to move from one thing to the opposite, but that the pendulum has to be stopped in the middle. I cannot elaborate, but when you are in the middle, when you are in balance, in total harmony with yourself and existence, the pendulum stops. Time stops. You are here, you are now. Nothing else exists. And a great joy arises. I believe that Provincetown is a mystical place, and for me, the right place to meditate. Especially in the midst of winter, when I can be unoccupied, non-utilitarian, and have all the time in the world to be alone and to embrace myself in my humanness. This I believe. Thank you for listening.